So the dipper is taking a break. I saw it catch, I don't know what it was. It kind of looked like a little larva or something. I don't see any salmon eggs in the creek bed at all. Although having said that, even if you don't see anything, you got to be really, really careful walking in the creek, because you don't want to disturb the salmon egg beds. So don't walk in the creek. Anyhow, the dipper is not dipping, which is surprising, because usually when I see these guys, they're always bouncing up and down, but he's just kind of sitting at the edge of the creek, hanging out, and he's I don't know how to, he's kind of like in a ball, so it's like he's resting. He doesn't appear to be very alert, although his head's just slowly moving around. He's still kind of in the shade down there. So anyhow, so as he's not moving, what I'm doing is I'm sorry. So I drop my ISO really, really low, and I drop my shutter speed really, really low too, just to get some low ISO shots. And as long as he's not moving, you know, I'd probably go down to like 1/160th of a second, and then take a burst, and then as long as there's, oh, now he's dipping again, but as long as there's not too much movement, you should be able to get a couple sharp ones. But as soon as he starts to move around, he or she starts to move around, I'll need to bump the ISO up again, because I'll need to bump up the shutter speed as well. Aperture, I'm not too worried about at this distance, just because as long as I have the eye in focus, I'm not super concerned about the body, even if it is slightly out of focus. But usually as a viewer, when, you know, off he goes. Now he's having a bath. But usually as your viewer looks at your subject, if you have the eye sharp, the rest can be most often forgiven. In other words, it doesn't have to be, you know, tack sharp, tail to beak or tail to snout or whatever, but the eyes definitely have to be sharp. If you don't have a sharp eye, unless you're doing an artistic shot, there's not really much point in keeping it in my opinion. Anyhow, so now that he's on the move again, I raised my ISO. It's at 1250. I'm shooting at 1/400th, which it's kind of on the low end. The focal range is 560. Rule of thumb on shooting with these lenses is 1 over focal length. Not really necessary on static subjects, but on things that move, yeah, you do need to have, unless you're really, really good at panning and your subject doesn't move radically, you do need to have a higher shutter speed. And now he caught something else again, and then down he goes, and back up. What is that? I really wish I could tell what it is. Maybe. Anyway, so the dipper is definitely catching something, and I can see he's not fazed by me talking whatsoever. But I can't tell what it's catching. But hopefully, when I get home to look at the oh, nice dive. When I get home to look at the photographs, I can see what's in the mouth. You know what? Maybe I'll do a bit of video here. Ooh.